Good morning. Happy December 22nd and welcome to this 22nd day of Vlogmas. When I originally said I was going to do Vlogmas, I kind of doubted my ability to keep up with a vlog every day and editing with the other things going on, but I've actually really enjoyed it. So thank you so much for coming along with me on this December Vlogmas journey. I'm having so much fun and I'm really excited that I can now look back in future years on what Christmas was like this year and December and the lead up to Christmas was like this year. Yeah, I can't believe it's the 22nd and we're so close to the end. All right, well, today I have not done a huge amount. The kids woke us up very early, so I edited most of the vlog very early, got Zach off to preschool, and then I went and had a nap. When I woke up from my nap, Ilsa was napping, so Jordan and I sat down and watched a couple of episodes of The Walking Dead. And now we're going to wake Ilsa up. We don't want her sleeping too long during the day or she doesn't settle at night. So we're going to get Ilsa up. And I need to make a plum pudding. So that is what I'm going to do next. But I wanted to share this with you. I did take a little video, but I finished the sock. All these markers are marking every 10 rows or where I stop for the heel or start the toe. It just means that as I'm knitting the second sock, I can just count that little bit and move the marker over, and I don't have to worry about counting, 50 stitches or however many one at a time when I get to the foot to know how far it is. I'm not measuring. I know it'll be exactly the right length to match this sock. So there you go, Zechariah's socks. Bigger than I expected, still smaller than mine, so that's nice. I have just started casting on the second one. You can see that. I always cast on over 2 needles so that the cast on is loose enough to stretch. When I do it over one, it's never loose enough. And I know there are ways to do it in terms of how far apart the stitches are over one needle, but I just find it easier to do it over 2. So I'm halfway through the cast on, but we're waking Ilsa up, so I thought I would pop on and show you so we can get on with the rest of our day. So I need to make I need to make a plum pudding. Yesterday's Vlogmas is already edited and should be uploaded to YouTube, so I'm going to go hit the publish button so you all can watch that. I've been going back and forth with Vlogmas. Either I get it edited very early in the morning or it doesn't get edited until the late afternoon, almost evening. So thanks for hanging in there in terms of when they're being published. So plum pudding. If you don't know what a plum pudding is, it is a British thing that has come to Australia. It's kind of like a fruit cake that's in a pudding bowl. It is steamed for, I think the recipe I'm doing is about 2.5 to 3 hours. But then you serve it with hot custard, which is similar to a hot pudding, vanilla pudding, and cream. So the recipe I'll be making is my grandma's recipe. My aunts have traditionally made it since grandma stopped making it. And I made my first one last year. So delicious. The other thing I'll be doing today is our trial run chicken, which means that tonight I'll be vacuum sealing and prepping that so that tomorrow morning I can put it in the sous vide first thing. I don't know if there's anything else on the plan for today. Maybe wrapping some presents, but come with me and have a look. Oh, we are planning a caking party tonight. So if you're a knitter, you know that sometimes you can get yarn in balls, but you can also get them in skeins. And skeins need to be wound. And so even if you're not a knitter, if you've been watching Vlogmas from the beginning, you'll have seen me winding balls of yarn by hand from skeins. Now, when you have a large skein, that's 5 times the length or the size of those ones that I was doing by hand, doing it by hand can be very monotonous. So I have a ball winder and a yarn swift, which is something to put the skein on that spins while you wind it. But we call that caking yarn because it ends up in a little round, flat thing that looks like a cake. Well, when I went to a knitting festival with some friends here in Poland, I said we need to have a caking party, and they went, well, it has to have cake, right? And I went, of course it does. So we went and found a local bakery and bought some cake for our caking party. Well, tonight we're going to have a caking party because at the most recent yarn festival, two of my friends who don't own their own yarn swift and ball winder bought yarn, and they both need to cake it up. So we're going to have a caking party. It's going to involve cake. I'm pretty excited, and I will wind, I don't think I have any big projects waiting to be wound at this point, but I will wind all my minis from my advents. I think I have 5 waiting now. So I'll wind them up so that when I get to them, I can just knit them and I don't have to worry about winding them up individually. I may have decided not to work on my flax sweater this morning because I knew I would be doing the caking party tonight. And so my hope is that I can do the caking party and then do my 10 rounds on the flax sweater. We'll see. All right, I'm not even going to finish these right now. I'm just going to go get Ilsa and try and figure out how to make a plum pudding again. I'll talk to you later. Hello, walking to preschool to pick up Zach. We've had a pretty relaxing morning. I've got the plum pudding halfway done. It now needs to cool completely before I mix in the flour and eggs and things and then steam it. So that's just sitting there. I'm waiting for that to cool down. I'll do some more sewing this afternoon, I think. And yeah, we'll see how we go. But yeah, the snow is melting. You can see behind me. There are big patches on the ground where there are no snow, roofs are no longer covered. Yeah, it's almost 5 degrees today. I've pulled back out my not so warm coat because I don't need the super warm coat today. So we'll see how we go. I really want a white Christmas. I find it absolutely magical when it snows Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. But we also want to be able to get to church on Christmas Day. So I don't want too much snow on the night of Christmas Eve. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm really hoping that we have some snow left. Yeah, it's possible, if it keeps going like this, that it will all be melted before Christmas. Hello, I'm checking in one final time before bed. We have finished the caking party. I got my 5 minis wound up. Sarah got her 8 skeins wound up, 4 of fingering and 4 of mohair for a sweater she's making. Our other friend didn't come. She ended up being too busy tonight. And we also didn't technically have cake, but we had freshly made plum pudding and decorated biscuits. And I think I had some coconut ice. We had plenty of sugar. There was no sugar lacking. I also used the opportunity to catch up on my Friends episodes. I think I'm now just 1 or 2 behind. The last one I watched was the one where Ross hugs Rachel. So I still definitely got the one where Joey gets a new brain. And I may have another one as well. But I'm definitely mostly caught up on that now. It was pretty funny. It's not on Netflix Poland, so we have a VPN. But I need to connect it to a computer, the TV to a computer, because I can't use a VPN on the TV. And so the computer is connected to, only has one HDMI outlet and is a desktop, not a laptop, and is in a different room. So I had to keep changing over which monitor, well, whether it was the monitor or the TV screen showing the show, because I couldn't flick between episodes. It would autoplay without a problem, but I couldn't flick between specific episodes without going back to the computer and swapping the screen over to the computer. But we got there in the end. I can now do it. Previously, only my husband's done that before, so yay for learning tech things. Cool, so that is done. The other thing I did today is I did some more sewing. I didn't record it, I don't think. My kids were running around and playing and doing things at the time, and I was watching Friends on my phone for most of it, also trying to catch up. So yeah, I don't think I got any video of recording sewing today, but I thought I would show you some of the things that I've made. So this is the one that I finished yesterday. I try and put a handle on all of my bags. I should just, if you're new here, I don't sew my bags. I am a sewist. You can see some of my fabric here. Some quilts that I've made previously. Oh, actually, this is a Christmas quilt, and I haven't finished quilting it, and that's not going to be finished in the next 2 days. But maybe in January, if I feel inspired. I do love it. So I'm a quilter as well as a knitter, but I don't sew my bags. I make them for gifts. I make them for myself. Maybe one day I'll sell them, but I don't have any plans to at the moment. So this is one that I made yesterday. It does have a boxed bottom. It has a handle. I try and put handles on all my bags and on an angle, so you can kind of have it sitting there on your hand and have, why are you not working? And have a bit of your yarn poking out so you can knit as you go. I do that sometimes. Crazy. Inside it is lined. I've boxed the bottom with a binding. Now my plan is to do a tutorial for the channel about how I make these bags. This is the first bag I've actually done a bound bottom on, and I really like it. It will be more complicated to do a tutorial for, I think. Like, it's not that complicated. I just think it's a little more complicated than my other way. So that's alright. I might do both options so you can choose. The benefit of this is that the lining and the outer fabric are joined because they're both sewn in here. The other way I do it, I don't think I have an example here. Ooh. Yes, I do. Here's one I made earlier. The other way I do it, the lining can just pull out, which I've never had a problem with it pulling out of my bags when I'm using them, but I know some people don't like it as much if the lining can pull out or move around. Yeah, so I don't have a problem with either one, but my sister makes them this way and I thought I'd give it a go. And it wasn't much more complicated, if at all more complicated. Some parts were easier. So yeah, so that's the first one I made. The second one I finished is this one. I love this fabric. Look at those beautiful little mice. This fabric was a Christmas present last year, and it's just lined with a yellow butterfly fabric. Also has a bound bottom, and yeah, I really love this. I wanted another kind of sweater sized bag. This is my current sweater sized bag, and that is huge. I have needed all the space in here once before, and so you can see this one, the new one, is significantly smaller but will still hold easily enough for a sweater. And then this little cutie, it's the same fabric but accenting in yellow instead of blue. And I love that fabrics like this you can choose which colour you focus on. Also got a bound inside, has a handle. The inside of this one is a bluey green fabric, a teal. Yeah, super cute. So this one I will use for socks, and that was very specific. This size was perfect to fit one skein in. I don't have a skein wound. Oh yes I do. Look at that. One skein fits perfectly in there with room for needles and notions. Beautiful. Like I said, planning to do a tutorial in January for how to make these, and I will in the tutorial explain how I pick sizes, but I will also give measurements for certain sizes if you're not up to the maths behind it. Yeah, so that's what I've gotten up to today. I really enjoy sewing. I have another 3 bags, I think, cut out, half put together, waiting to be finished, and some needle cozies waiting to be finished as well. So I might get more sewing done tomorrow. Tomorrow is my day off, so lots of TV watching, lots of relaxing, but I do enjoy sewing, so I may just do some more sewing. I also might start moving projects over to my new bags. Yeah, I really like these. Hey, change of scenery. My battery just died. So here we are again in a different place because my phone is now plugged in. Yeah, I was just saying I really love the bags. I think I might make a couple of extra and maybe have some giveaways with the bags next year. I think that'll be fun. I just need to make them before I announce the giveaway. Yeah, so I will do that next year. Maybe when I do the tutorial, we can use that as a giveaway. Alright, I am going to go to bed now. It has been a lovely December, 22nd still? Yeah? Yeah, 22nd. I know my days. And I will see you again tomorrow for the 23rd day of Vlogmas. Have a good night. Bye.